looking back at the playoffs, the narrative is that had Bo Nix not broken his ankle, you could have won the whole damn thing. Do you feel that is fair or not?
I think it's unfair a little to Seattle in that, look, they did it. You know, it's like I'm reading the Twitter feeds on the Olympic hockey, and it is what it is. And so the timing obviously wasn't great, and yet certainly can't diminish from the first 2 years he's had as a pro. But it's tough. Look, it's a grind to begin with, and then the further you go, the more difficult it will be if you lose. And so it's tough to get to that spot in the playoffs and then, lose to another good team.
And so where do you think your team is entering the year 3 of Bo Nix?
I think it's looking a good spot. I think, the first check or question always is, it's hard to draft a quarterback in the first round and develop and have success, and we feel like we found that. I mean, despite, look, when everyone's got an opinion, especially about the first round, and I think one of the things you have to avoid is pay attention to that bus, because none of us know who's driving it. The mocks and all the white noise, because if you get on it, you're going to find yourself with a player you don't want, historically speaking, and no one goes back to look 3 years, 5 years down, behind. But I think that having a conviction, it's harder now than it ever has been. If you're a scout, how do you tune out the white noise relative to grading a player when you constantly hear others' opinions, and those others maybe have watched 3 games, 4 games. So the first big question was finding that and getting that right, and I think we feel like we've done that. And now, you come off of a season like that, you got to start from the beginning again. You don't pick up and try to pick up where you left off. We're going to be in a little bit better shape cap-wise. We're out from the cap hit the prior 2 years. That's significant.
Of Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and so that took 2 years, and that was quite a bit of operating costs or player budget.
Yeah, and for you to have a rookie quarterback and make the
transition
playoffs 2 years in a row, including the AFC Championship game, for sure. There's no doubt about that. But what is that next step roster-wise that you think you can address over the next month here?
The thing that you have to do sometimes, which is difficult, is you have to take your current roster, and there's a handful of free agents that are on our team. So you have to remove them from your depth chart when you do the musts. And so, that being said, 2 of our inside linebackers that played quite a bit of our snaps, those are priorities. I think, when you take a look at the running back position, Dobbins removed from it, that would be, so there's a handful of these musts and then needs and then wants. And you try to prioritize them. But I think sometimes, for the fans to understand, when you remove the free agents from your roster, you look at it and think, holy cow, we're thin here. And it just tells you currently there's no guarantee. A guy like Adam Troutman, who's a tight end, he's a free agent. There's a number of players that played on the team a year ago. So a lot of those guys are priorities, and yet you can't assume with this market that all of them are going to return. We'd like a bunch of them to. So I think you hope, like at this event, you hope when you get into this that you're trying to get the best player, and yet you're paying attention as you get into the middle rounds as to the fit and the vision, and that would imply sometimes need. But I think that hopefully we can do enough in this, because what happens when we go back is free agency starts
pretty much right away.
Right away.
Yeah.
And so it was good to us a year ago. We had some key pieces that we felt helped our team, and I think we look forward to that again. But I would say that really, to answer your question, man, we're a young team. One of the younger teams in the NFL, And there are a lot of guys that have played maybe earlier than expected. And I think that playing time and that significant playing time is going to help.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.